Sounds good.
Hello, hello, friends.
I don't know why mine's are backwards.
There's a setting where it might say like mirror my image.
All right, let's see that. I'll try it.
It should be here.
Be backwards, Lauren. While everyone's coming in, if you'd like to grab one of our Zoom backgrounds, the link is in the chat and the QR code is on the slide. Oh, easy kiddos.
All right, we use my old background because now I'm upside down because apparently that's how life's going today.
Come as you are. Yes.
Figured it out, baby.
There you
Yeah.
go. For those of you coming in, hello, welcome. Feel free to grab one of our I support student parent backgrounds. There's a QR code on the slide, and the link is in the chat. All right. Brianna, are you ready to take it away?
Welcome, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here with us to celebrate the launch of our unique and empowering community, the Student Parent Organization. Our community is a part of Education Design Lab's Student Parent Learner Success Work, where student parents and college professionals design a virtual community of practice to better support student parents. This project is focused on the development and design of transformational models to redesign college with student parents leading the way. Now, let's meet the rest of our student parent designer team.
I'm Tracy from Kentucky, and I'm a student parent.
I'm Marisol Vejar. I'm from California, and I'm a proud parenting student.
I'm Ansar from Georgia, and I'm a student parent.
My name is Eva from Texas, and I'm a student parent.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm from California, and I'm a student parent.
I'm so excited to be part of the student parent organization team. This community is the first of its kind and can make a difference in so many lives. We have the opportunity to help student parents across the country achieve their dreams.
What excites me the most about being a part of this community is being able to hear from other student parents. I think sometimes it can feel pretty lonely when we're in the day-to-day. But I think just being a part of this community and seeing there are others who can relate to our experiences, where we are at, what we are balancing as student parents, I think that would just be a helpful reminder to say that we belong, we are here, and that there is support out there for us.
What excites me about the student parent community is the shared strength, determination, and understanding that we have for one another. It's inspiring to see other student parents pursuing their education while also raising their kids. This community provides encouragement, resources, a network of support, and a sense of belonging, reminding us that we're not alone and that together we're breaking barriers, building a brighter future for student parents.
I am so excited to be a part of this community, and as a student parent who is working, going to school, and raising 4 kids, it's really encouraging to see that there are other student parents who face the same challenges that I face, and that SPOrg exists to hear our voices and to make us known in college campuses nationwide. And one thing I'm excited about SPOrg is that it's this place where student parents from different backgrounds, communities, walks of life, and expertises can come together and further cultivate our community and to bring about change.
Something that excites me is the parenting student community we are building within SPOrg. I've got to meet with parenting students all over the US, and also how the resources and approaches we're using here will impact and help not only future parenting students, but their children as well.
All right, how about our student parent design team? I am Camille Seward, for those of you that I have not met yet, and I am so honored to be a part of this amazing team. You all are going to get a chance to hear from each one of our team members. But first, I really want to acknowledge that this work would not be possible without the ECMC Foundation and the Education Design Lab. Through their investment, we were able to hire this amazing team of student parent designers. So over the past several months, we've been doing a lot of listening and learning to better understand the problems that student parents face. So now I'm going to turn it over for our team to all just come on and say hello really quickly and let you know what problem they're focused on during our design sprints. Brianna, do you want to take it away?
Yes. So, hi, everyone. My name is Brianna Shaw. I am the mother of a 2-year-old little girl. And this year for SPOrg, I'm designing solutions to leverage AI for connecting student parent resources. Now I'll pass it over to Marisol.
Oh, I think Marisol is still signing in. Let's go to the next person.
Let's go to Ansara.
Ansara, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Ansar. I'm here. I live in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and the topic that I'm covering for this time is parental guilt among student parents. And I'm going to pass it along to Tracy.
Hey, I'm Tracy. I'm from Kentucky, and I'm also a student parent, and I'm excited to be part of the team and just be a part of making a big difference. The problem that I'm going to be helping to solve is helping student parents find resources for mental health. Not just resources, but different programs that schools can offer to help them with them. I think I'm going to pass it over to Eva.
Yep.
Hey everyone, my name's Ava de Jesus. I'm a mother to a 2-year-old boy, and the problem I will be solving is getting resources for pregnant student learners.
Eva. Marissa.
And I'll be passing it to Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I am from San Diego, California, and I am a mother to 4 kids that I homeschool, and I'm also a student parent. And the problem I'm going to be tackling this year is looking and finding student champions on college campuses for student parents. And I guess, is Marisol back on yet? Is she the last one?
I don't think she's back on yet. We'll go right back to Camille.
Yes.
Camille.
All right. Thank you all so much. And I am actually focusing on skill visibility. So making those parenting skills visible. And speaking of, thank you to Marissa for designing these videos for us tonight. All right, we're going to keep this party going. We're so excited. We have so much lined up for you this evening. Now I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Don Frazier, our Senior Vice President, to talk about this design work and why it's so important to us. Don, there you go.
Thank you, Camille, and hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm going to first apologize because I'm battling a cold, so if you hear me cough, just bear with me. I've got some water here. As Camille mentioned, I'm Senior VP for Design and Innovation, and we've heard this word design already a handful of times. I started to keep track, writing it down. I lost track. But it's at the heart of what we're doing here with this work, and it is the heart of the work that we do across the lab. So I'm just going to spend a moment to talk about why that matters. If you're looking at this particular graphic, you'll see on the right this upside down triangle or funnel that we talked about. And in the middle of that, it says design, how we work to address the problem. And when we opened our doors 10 plus years ago, that was what we were trying to do. We just said, we're going to try to point design, the process of design, at education, which hadn't been done before. People really didn't think about design thinking and its utility and use in education. We didn't know what problems we were trying to solve. We didn't really have a point of view on that at the time. But we knew that we needed a process. So we started building our capabilities around design. And then we started to identify problems and then use design to be able to address those problems. So as it says here on the screen, it's the intention and the impact behind how we make decisions and then solve problems. So we started taking on all sorts of problems like the skills gap, right? This idea that employers said that college graduates didn't have a certain set of skills that they needed to be successful in entry-level jobs. We looked at other problems along the way, building better pathways within community colleges to get people employed and into high growth jobs in high growth industries. So there are no shortage of problems. We know this. And years ago, and I'm going to turn it to my colleague in a moment, she's going to talk a little bit about this, but we decided, right, and with ECMC's guidance, to focus on single parents. At the time, it was single moms. So we learned a lot from that work, and it really has led us to this particular next round of work. But design is powerful. And the group that we have working on this project, their work is powerful. They have a seat at the table in ways that people haven't had seat at the table before, right? They had to hang out in the room, perhaps, and just watch problems be solved. But that's not our approach. That's not what we're trying to do here. We know that if we're really going to solve the many problems that student, parent, learners are facing, then they have to be at the table in a lead role, designing with us and leading that design. So if you think about it, who is a designer? Well, it really is anyone who has agency to make a decision, however small, and that is going to impact a group of people or an environment. So it is vital to how we operate here at the lab. You're going to hear a lot more about it tonight, and you're going to see that this is the thread over the arc of this engagement and the work that we're going to be doing going forward. So again, I am so pleased to be a part of this kickoff. We've been anticipating this evening for quite some time. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in for it and looking forward to you getting involved with us as we tackle the most pertinent problems, the most critical issues that are in the way so that student parent learners can meet with success. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Miriam.
Thank you, Don. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be with you all tonight for such a special occasion, so long awaited. My name is Miriam Swords-Kalk. I am mom to 6-month-old Lyra, who's right here. In case you hear baby sounds, she'll come back on camera again in a moment. Um, and I'm also head of design practice at Education Design Lab. I'm not someone who has lived experience as a student parent, but I came to the lab 6 years ago to be part of, as Don said, our initial work with student parents in the Single Mom Success Design Challenge, also funded by CNC Foundation. Our work on that project with single moms and community college teams played a huge role in inspiring and shaping what has become this community here today. And the photos that you see on this slide here are all of student parents who are part of the Single Mom Success Design Challenge, as well as some college faculty and staff who themselves were student parents back in the day too. So like Don mentioned, I want to take a minute to just ground us in why at the lab we think it's so critical to redesign post-secondary education and frankly, so many other systems and parts of life in collaboration with student parents. There are so many reasons for this. It's hard to know where to begin. As many of you know, there are over 3 million student parents enrolled in US colleges today, making up almost 20% of all undergrads. So this is a huge population. Yet student parents have historically rarely been the focus of efforts to design institutional programs or services or structures. And we know so many student parents are juggling a ton. I'm gonna pick up this baby. Speaking of caring for families, working to support their families, going to school, being involved in their communities. And we also know that student parents care deeply about doing all of those things really, really well. And unfortunately, the way that school is often designed tends to make that super, super hard to balance all of that and to do all of those things in the ways that folks want to. Almost every single student parent I've talked to over the past several years has shared with me that their top priority is and always will be, of course, being present for their kids. And more often than not, the biggest reason that student parents are in school is to benefit their children. They want to be role models for their kids. They want to set themselves up for family sustaining careers. We know from so much research, and certainly our work at the lab as well, that when we redesign education so that student parents have the opportunity to pursue to pursue their learning and their career dreams, there's this incredible ripple effect that can happen. We know that the new career opportunities that can come from that can unlock financial stability for them and for future generations of their families. And we've also seen that when programs and structures are redesigned to support student parents, they end up benefiting so many other people as well, like other working adult learners, let's say. But I think perhaps most of all, it's really, really important to co-design with student parents because like all of us, student parents deserve to have their well-being supported while they're in school and beyond that as well. And in order to make that happen, like Don was saying, we need to let student parents really take the wheel and steer all of these redesign efforts. So super, super excited and grateful that that is exactly what's already happening through SPOrg, and just incredibly excited to see where all of y'all who are leading this work are going to take us. And yeah, thank you for all that you're already doing. I'm going to pass it to Lachey and get really excited for some initial celebration of student parents.
Thanks, Miriam. All right, guys. So my name is Lachey, and I am the manager of people, culture, and org performance here at the lab. And I am a mom of three. I have an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 10-year-old, which is very crazy to say out loud. I really just wanted to take this time just to take a moment to acknowledge something that we really just don't say often enough, and that is just being a student parent is really hard, but it's also really incredibly powerful. Student parents aren't really just shaping their own futures, but also their family's future, and that really deserves to be celebrated. So I really want to take some time today and just celebrate all of our student parents. I know that being a student parent really is just an ultimate act of balance. You have to juggle classes, we're juggling assignments, work because you need a job because it's really hard out here. And then you have to come home and you just have to completely switch gears. You have to find out what's for dinner. You have to worry about being asked for a snack 62 times in 45 minutes. You have to really just worry about not only just taking care of yourself, but also your children. Um, Student parents do this every day. They are in classrooms, they are working shifts, they're raising their families, they're fighting for their futures, all of this at the same time. And while many student parents' stories may look different, the challenges that everyone face are really the same. So again, tonight, I just really want to celebrate all the student parents in our lives. So Camille, Rebecca, I'm not sure who was sharing screens. If you guys want to share the Slido, I invite everyone on this call to send a toast through this Slido, just to share a message of encouragement, a message of appreciation, or just a shout out to a student parent who has really inspired you. I really want to fill this space with love for parents who are really redefining what we think resilience is or what resilience looks like. Um, so while you guys are doing this, I just want to share just a little bit about me and how I connect to sport. Um, I know the student parent journey personally just because I've lived it. I was a junior in college, 19, 20 years old with two kids under two. Really hard time. I stayed up late. I was writing papers, holding a baby, and then making sure the other baby didn't run into the wall. But I know that I wasn't alone. I met a lot of student parents on my journey who have been doing the same, who have really stayed up studying, after working two jobs, who have put their babies to sleep before logging into their classes, who have really just fought through exhaustion just to finish that last assignment before they go to bed. And student parents really don't just push through those struggles, they carry the weight really of a system that wasn't really built for them. I remember having a counselor tell me I was having a really hard time, and I went to my counselor just for kind words, honestly. I didn't even need help. I just really needed somebody to be nice to me. And she told me it was like, maybe this just isn't the time for you to be in school, and that really rocked me, that she said that to me and to my face. Um, I know that I'm not the only person who's probably heard that, but I think that it just hurt me. I think about it a lot. I thought about it a lot when I graduated because in your face, lady. Um, and then there are also just like moments of support that really change everything in the outlook. I've really had one time I had a professor, I had my baby. She was probably about 6 months. She was having the worst time. Her teeth were starting to come in, but I had a test. So I took her to class with me and she just would not stop crying. And I was just about to get up out of class and was like, I just have to come back or I have to take zero. Like, I don't know. Um, my professor held my baby for me while I finished my test and I'm about to cry. But that really helped me. And I know that I'm not the only one who has had someone really step up for them in a moment like that. It just feels good to have somebody see you, to like believe in you and just, offer the help that you need. So I know that those moments, not even just the moments of doubt, but the moments of support, they really just shape every student parent's journey. And that's what matters because Rebecca once said to me that when she's just explaining her SPOrg work, and she just lights up when she explains it, and she says that the higher ed system was not designed for student parents, and that student parents were not meant to make it in a world that assumes that every student is 18, debt free, living in a dorm, getting money from their parents. And that's why SPOrg exists to just make sure that student parents aren't just surviving in higher ed, but also leading the way to change it. Um, and I've had a lot of moments that remind me why this is so important. Um, just me graduating and walking across the stage with my kids because I did that. And just little moments like yesterday, my oldest daughter got accepted into LSU, and that was her dream school. And that was probably the most exciting thing that has ever happened to me in my life to see her open that and just be happy. And that just wasn't my moment. It wasn't her moment. It's really just a moment of being a student parent and like what my dreams were made of. So that is why, I pushed through the exhaustion and pushed through the doubt that I had and balancing and all of that, just so that my kids can see what's possible and they're just having the best time. And I love that for me. And I'm sorry to cry on this thing with y'all. But that's it about me. I don't want to keep talking about me. Um, I do just want to read a few of these statements that we have on here because they are sticking out for me. Um, Resilience just being really big, and tenacity and just being inspirational. And sacrifice, I think that sacrifice is really great because as a parent, we do that a lot. Um, I am like wanting to cry so bad. Oh my God. Okay. So, sorry. This is really why SPOrg matters, you guys, just because when we just recognize and uplift student parents, we stop treating them like an afterthought, really, and just start centering student parents' voices. Um, we don't just want to make college better for them. We just want to make it better for everyone, honestly. And really to every student parent that's on this call or just every student parent that exists or that will ever watch this or listen to me, I just want to say that um, your work and your sacrifice and your resilience, everything is really changing lives. Um, so just keep pushing for change and just most importantly, celebrate yourself, even if it's just because you got out of bed that day. Um, or that you ate because there were a lot of days that I fed my kids and I forgot to eat. I just wanted to go to sleep. So celebrate. So I really just want you guys to lift a glass or your laptop or your hands or your voice. I don't know what you want to lift um, to celebrate student parents, to toast to them, to their grit, um, to their resilience, just their ability to really just defy expectations every day. I just want to toast to them and to make sure that the world sees them the way that we do. I thought I had a glass to toast, but I just had a mug next to me, so I'll toast with my mug. Um, this is to you guys. I'm going to pass it to Rebecca so that I don't cry anymore. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let me get our slide back up. Thank you so much, Lachey. And thank you everyone who has joined us so far. Um, our student parent team, you got to meet them at the beginning of the call. They have been amazing. I will tell you that design work is never easy at the beginning. We have a term for it. We call it the fuzzy front end of design. But our student parent team has been just as resilient as we celebrate them being, and have persevered. And they've really created such a thoughtful and innovative community that we're inviting you all to join today. Um, and when we do design work at the lab, one of the things that we really talk about before we even start designing with a partner is we ask folks to really think about a problem that means something to them, a problem that's interesting to them or that they might want to tackle and solve. So our student parents have already shared with you some of the problems that they're excited to tackle. So we're going to ask you all to take part in what we call a chatterfall. So what this is just a quick way for us to all share our ideas at once. In the chat, our team is going to put the question, if you could design a solution, if you could do something for student parents, what is the problem that you would be solving for? What's the problem that you want us to solve in this community? Or even better, what is the problem that you would like to solve with us? Now you're going to type your answer into the chat, but don't hit send yet. We're going to give everyone just a second to type in their answer. And again, the question is, what is the problem that you would like to solve with this community for student parents? And in a second, I'll count down from 3, and everyone will hit send at the same time. Then make sure that you're watching the chat so you get to read what are the problems that people in this room think are important for student parents. And we'll go 3, 2, 1. Ooh, lots of chatter. I love it. Keep adding. You can go back and read through what people have said. And I have a quick video to introduce to you even a little bit more about the problems that our student parents are thinking about solving this year as a part of our design community.
One of our favorite questions that we ask in our listening sessions with student parents and higher education professionals is, if you had a magic wand, what problem would you solve?
If I had a magic wand to fix something parenting students face, it would be housing insecurity. So that way they don't have to worry about anything else except taking care of their kids and completing their studies and degree.
If I had a magic wand and I could solve one problem for student parents, I would say having affordable and quality childcare. I think it would be wonderful if all college campuses had childcare centers in the school. That way it would give parents a peace of mind that while they are learning, their kids are in a safe and enriching environment.
I'm a strong advocate for mental health. Student parents experience unique challenges and responsibilities. While trying to find the delicate balance between school, home, family, and raising kids, they often forget to take care of themselves. I look forward to helping them find the tools and resources they need to get the help when they need it.
If I had a magic wand, I would ensure that higher education offered more accessible and flexible online courses tailored for student parents. This will help those who are trying to balance academics, parenting, and work. This will allow them to pursue the best education possible.
If I had a magic wand, I would make the invisible visible, and employers would recognize the masterclass of skills that student parents utilize on a daily basis. Our lived experiences would be validated, and our resumes would reflect the leadership, management, budgeting, and problem-solving skills that every company desires.
If I had a magic wand, I would change how student parents are seen on college campuses. One way I think this is possible is by finding and cultivating college professors, faculty members, advocates who are student parent champions, so that student parents can have the opportunities and resources they need to succeed in their education journey.
If I had a magic wand, I would address the challenges that student parents face while experiencing time poverty. Oftentimes, student parents may not have the time to do certain things that they want to do with their kids or show up in ways that they want to show up for class. So oftentimes, time is limited and they're working with little to nothing. So that's why, as my problem that I'm tackling this year, how can I address challenges that student parents face with time poverty as far as using AI?
We actually don't need magic to solve these problems. We need awareness, advocacy, agency, activism, action. We need leaders, change makers, innovators, and policymakers to work together to tackle these wicked issues and really redesign experiences with and for student parents. And I'm proud to be a part of a community doing that right here, right now.
So now I'm all emotional, y'all. So the first step in the design process that we use at the lab is to deeply understand the people who are experiencing your problem. So our student parent designers, you all are about to take your first steps into design, and we are inviting everyone in the room to come with us. And one of the tools we use a lot at the beginning of the design process is a gallery walk. A gallery walk is a chance for us to collect what people are saying about your institution, your program, your services, whatever it is you're thinking about solving for. It's a chance for us to see how different people are impacted differently by the same problem and to really understand a fuller context around what those problems are. So we are so excited to have our good friends from Hero Studios who took what our first phases of listening were for this project when we spent time listening to groups of student parents, asking them what they would change if they could. We were able to give all of those insights and all of that information that came directly from student parents to our dear friends, Hillary and John at Hero Studios, and they have created a gallery walk for you that is an immersive opportunity for you to really start to understand the depth of the experience of student parents and the multifaceted aspects of their higher education journeys. So I'm going to pass it over to Hillary and stop sharing my screen so that you can.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, we're just bringing this in here so I can share my screen. I am Hillary, and John is here too from far away. We're up in Canada, and I'm the creative director of Hero Studio. And honestly, we are honored to be anything to do with this. It's been an enormous delight, and it's been a dream project to work on. I'm a parent of three plus a bonus between 10 and 14. And I'm not a student parent, but seriously inspired by what it would take, because already being a parent is no joke. So massive kudos to you. So I'm gonna give you a walk through what we've been working on this dream project. I'm gonna start with the center here. We've got the logo. We made it in stone as a fountain to kind of as like a little call out to um, the logo and the anchor point in which this whole experience starts. So as we zoom out, we wanted to create a very inclusive map that shows basically the environment, the city of SPOrg, the world of SPOrg map. And we've made the roads in the name of SPOrg itself to kind of further tell that story. And we've got many, many aspects of this that we're going to explore to go through and talk all about all the many things that you're going to get to experience yourself. So we're going to start down in the bottom here. And first of all, mention that it was a whole lot of fun designing this logo. We played on the kind of idea of wisdom, owls carrying that wisdom, the parents and the connection between a parent and a child, a student parent and a child, and how that wisdom is going to be shared for generations and how critically important what you're doing is. So we wanted to reflect that in the logo. And I like to kind of squeak in a little heart on the face because I know how much love it takes to do what you do. So we have an intro in the bottom left. We'll share the link to this afterwards so you can all get in here. But basically, we wanted to create an inclusive environment that has taken into consideration all of the conversations, um, all of the many learnings from the student parents that have been incorporated into this board, but create a space where change can be made, discussions can be had, people can be seen. And it's a place to redesign, to kind of reconsider and help bring this to the future and have an ongoing collection of this information that will live through time. It will be something that you can revisit. It will be something that will evolve. So it's going to be fun to revisit because more and more people will come and add their input, their thoughts, and their important, ideas that can move this forward. So it's somewhere that's intended to be revisited because there's so much to see. So we're going to move along here, and this you will see is it's a program called Miro, and John and I use it every day, all day. We're a big fan. It's an online whiteboard that allows for an enormous amount of scalability from teeny weeny grain of rice all the way up to we've created environments that are the size of a universe. And it was a perfect tool to give this gallery walk so that you could get right into the details, but you could also come out and kind of get a bigger picture of what's going on. So I'm just going to give you some really quick notes so that you can know how to interact with it when you get in here. Is we've got the pointer that's on the left in the toolbar that's going to help you navigate using either your space bar or your right click as you kind of grab the screen and can move around. Zooming in and out, I usually use the wheel on my mouse just as a way to kind of go in and out to get down in there or pull out, but you can also use plus and minus depending on your computer. Undo, universal, Control Z, Command Z, always undo. It's no big deal. It's all good. Then there's what we call stickies, which are in the toolbar. They're great ways to interact with this space, leave notes, leave thoughts. That's kind of our main way of doing that in here. And you can just type anything you want on them and just leave them around. They're just easy to use. If you just double click on it, and then you can move them by dragging on them too. And then, and as an additional to that, if you go to your toolbar, you can search for stickies and for stickers that you can then add to the board to add a little spice, add a little flavor. You can kind of give your input on something to show, oop, nope, not that one. You can just add that your own sticker to where places you're feeling might relate, might be something that you're wanting to ask a question or to look at for someone else. So there we go. John's just put in one. This is one of our stickies that Hero designed for Miro itself. So you can add those in there. It's all live. It's all interactive. And then, so this is our table of contents. All of these little blue arrows are clickable. It's like a website in a way, just a little bit different. You can click it and it will take you right there. So if you're ever lost, that's a great way to navigate this whole space. And so there's lots to cover, lots of topics, but this is just a great quick link way to get there. And we're going to start on our little journey. So this is Paula. And Paula's daughter, Jules, is walking along this path with her. We're going to follow her on this journey. Her journey is the pink path that kind of follows the road through the map. And along that journey, we've got her journals of what she was needing, thinking, feeling, and what impacted her along those milestone moments in her student-parent journey. And so we also incorporated these stickies that you're welcome to add. Your thoughts, John can add it in there. Your thoughts on maybe how it resonated with you, how it was something that you experienced too, or it was something that, you know, you're not quite sure about or had some advice on. Yeah, John can really relate to Jules. But anything to add to this is just going to really make it a rich experience for everyone else. So we've got our introductory here with does this sound like a familiar story? Let us know by using the stickies in her journals to provide your thoughts and feedback. And so if we move along, there are 6 journals that we can follow as she moves through. We've got this first day of class. Paula sits in her first English class and receives a thick syllabus from her professor. She sees her first essay due before the weekend. So already she's thinking about, how am I going to manage all of this? And we kind of walk through, and next step would be, you know, you're halfway through class and your big research paper is coming up. She wants to get ahead on starting on it because it's worth a large part of her grade. So we can just follow along as she goes. There's several of these through the map. Whoop. And there's, you know, needs to think about her classes next semester. She's thinking ahead, and where, you know, online face-to-face classes for her to choose from. Her advisor told her that she should take part in part-time classes, but she really needs all of the financial aid that she gets from full-time student. So very relatable. I'm sure it's all from conversations, real actual experiences that have been had. So those are kind of our main through line that you can dig into yourself. And then sprinkled all over the place, we have other people than Paula that are people that we've spoken to, actual student parents that are represented on this board with their, you know, what their superpowers are, how many kids they've got, where they go to school, what they're studying, just to kind of give you insights into many other people's lives who are also doing this. They're all over the place. They've got speech bubbles and they're all telling us about themselves all over this journey. So then a further dive in, if we go into these boxes here, there's a whole bunch of them, but I'm just going to show you one for now. This would be a wanted ad that we've created here, where you are welcome to join in a part of this. So we're from the conversations and the interviews and surveys that were taken, we've kind of collected the information that is talking about what these student parents would like to change and what their wanted ad would look like for the professors. It's kind of a putting it out there of what their hopes are. And this is in following that is the message to those professors in the why, in what they think about why this is important and how that's going to impact them. So we really welcome you to participate in that. Grab a sticky, write your thoughts too, to kind of fill that out on your own personal perspective to help make it a more full experience. So we've got lots of kids and families all over the place on the map here. We've got financial aid, same thing. We've got the wanted ad with financial aid that works for student parents, job description, seeking a financial aid system that recognizes and supports the realities of student parents, must provide clear guidance, equitable opportunities, and policies that reflect the urgency of balancing education, finances, and family life. So it's all talking about those very relevant topics that you can add to as well. And there's a whole bunch of them. Advisory services, lots and lots. So then if we go up here to the top, you guys were talking about the wish list. And so then we also have that wish list represented in here. So we've got if we could give student parents anything, and then a lot of the results from those conversations. What needs to stop for student parents and all the results from those conversations, but also your thoughts could be going in there too. What higher education employees need to better support student parents, what people should believe about student parents, because there's a lot of assumptions that are made, but you know, you could probably have some opinions on that. And what should exist for student parents and how institutions can better support student parents, which is a big one. So we've broken those down from the surveys and the conversations, but there's lots more that can be gathered. And then we'll kind of, the next section we've got here in the residential area, which is housing and kind of the family focus part of this, is we've got what do your kids think about you being a student parent? So we've pre-populated this a bit with some of the conversations that were had, but it's also, you know, very much inviting you to put, you know, ask your kids. Well, I've got them here drawing on the walls just as for fun, but yeah, because it's an important part of this. How are your kids perceiving this? We've got, he thinks I know everything, which would be, you know, that's a pretty good take. He thinks I'm a smarty pants. So my mom shows me how valuable learning is. Those are really important perspectives that could be very motivating for student parents that are maybe having a really hard minute on why they're doing this. Then we move along to what do you want your kids to remember about being a student parent, which is also a valuable message to them that you could maybe keep a record of, and then if they're old enough, able to come in here and check it out, read those messages, see how you're feeling about this and what you'd like them to remember, which is very heartfelt. And then we've got the resources and ideas to support the family. This is basically a holding space for recipes for finals. It could be insights. It could be just anything that could help support, you know, words of wisdom, even just a nice, thoughtful phrase that could just be supportive. Those can all go in here. Links to resources, anything that could be of help, whether you want to categorize them or not, you know, just put it in here and they can be enjoyed and used. Then following that, just before I'm done, just about done, you had spoken about being seen, and this is the place for that. So let's connect. This is the support cafe. This is somewhere where you can put your name, your number if you're comfortable with that, even like maybe your LinkedIn or your Instagram handle, or even maybe a link to a group that you already have or want to start for a coffee group, whether it's just coming together once a month just to kind of share stories and support each other, connect. This is a great place for that, where you can grab a sticky, put in your information, and then maybe say where you are so that people in a similar area could connect and see, oh, this is what's going on. Maybe I can participate. So that's what this area is for. Great way to collect like-minded, wonderful people. And then we're going to zoom out and make it our way just up to the end here. And John did a great job of populating this while you guys were adding your toasts. We've kind of grabbed some of those and put them in here, but this also is a place for further toasts as maybe you think of something later, you can add it in here as just a way of celebrating the hard work and the awesomeness of student parents. And this will grow as well. This will be a wonderful collection of positive vibes and affirmations for all of the student parents. So that's my spiel. I am so grateful to be able to talk here today and so impressed by all of what's been done. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Hillary. And yes, we are about to give you all the link. We're going to give you about 7 or 8 minutes to go zoom around, look around, see what you might want to see. Student parent team, this is your first place to stop in your understanding of how student parents are experiencing the problems that you are getting ready to solve for. I'm going to play some cool tunes, and we're going to drop that link into the chat. You will get access to this board forever once you have it. So we're going to go ahead and drop that link. And I'm going to play some music. So you can go ahead. The link is right in the chat. You can click on that and head over and just explore a little bit while we enjoy a couple tunes, and then we'll bring you back to say goodbye.
You can see all the cursors. There's so many people already coming in. Yay!
All right. Can we give it up to Hero Studio for this amazing gallery walk? Thank you so much for taking all the insights that we've learned and displaying them in such an amazing and interactive way. We hope that you all continue to enjoy this board as much as we do. Before we move on, I do want to give a quick shout out to Lauren, student parent at UC Davis, who connected us with over 24 student parents that we were able to meet with and listen to as we gather these insights. All right, and now I want to really thank and give a shout out to our partners who we are already doing some co-designing work with. I'm going to give everyone just a minute to introduce themselves and share a bit about the work we're doing and what's ahead. So I'll turn it to you, Janet.
Well, thank you, Camille. I'm very excited to be part of this project like everyone else is, and it's great to be here tonight. This is super cool, super exciting to hear from everybody. I'm Janet Hearn. I am the CEO and co-founder of Future Ready Consulting, but I spent over 34 years in higher education as a faculty member and administrator, and I had lots and lots of parent students. And I am passionate about access to higher education. So after I spent my time as a faculty member, I took those thoughts and stories of access and passion for education, but having these different things that life brings you and makes it hard to follow the traditional path of higher education. And I helped set up our online and hybrid programs at the university that I was at just for that reason. So I'm very passionate about this, and I'm excited to be working on developing a training for staff and instructors to become more aware and supportive of student parents and what they need in and around the classroom. So I can't wait to get that put together and have you all check it out. And I love the input we've already gotten from student parents. This is awesome. Student parents rock. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janet. Stephanie?
Hi, my name is Stephanie Stiles. I'm the executive director of Study and Play, which is a family-friendly study center where we advocate for student parent needs and streamline resources such as housing, food insecurity, diaper insecurity. But we also have a great concept to where we utilize supervised play to compensate the barrier for childcare access. And we also work after hours. Our mission is really simple, just to get student parents across their academic finish line. I was a student parent. I don't know if you guys saw the kid that left, but he was with me through my law school journey. Started law school when he was 5 months old, so a lot of bringing him to class with me, trying to find spaces that were very welcoming of what the needs of myself were as well as his. And when we didn't find it, we decided to create the framework of it. So we were really, really excited to partner with Education Design Lab and SPOrg with the focus of helping student parents accomplish their academic goals.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Cameron, you want to close us out? Dr. McCoy?
Unmute. You would think I would be good at this by now. I'm so excited to get to spend time with you all and about this particular project. I've been very blessed in my career to get to travel many places. And in one of those instances, I was blessed to travel to Colombia to do an accreditation visit. And while I was there, I got to see one of the most impressive facilities and programs for student parents that I have seen anywhere in the world. And we're blessed tonight to have Isabella Cardenas Navarro with us. She's hiding somewhere off video, but I know that she's here tonight, so pop in and wave to us. She's going to be working with me to help us tell the story of the Center for Comprehensive Care for Early Childhood at the University of Magdalena in Santa Marta, Colombia, which was the brainchild of their rector, Pablo Vera Salazar, who, when you hear his story, you'll know why this center exists, and its impact is incredibly profound. To have children with daycare and mothers able to breastfeed all in the same facility and go right to class and come right back from class and still be an integral part of the community. It's really incredibly impressive. And I believe now they're seeing some of those children who've grown up on campus are now attending the school. So it's it's a wonderful story, and I'm just really blessed to get to tell it and share it with you all.
All right, thank you so much. We are just so thankful for all of you coming and spending a little bit of time on a Wednesday evening with us. So what's next? Our community is open. We have created a beautiful space for student parents and college practitioners to work together, and it's open and you can go ahead and join it. There are resources. Student parents will be hosting office hours. We will be hosting our design sprints. There's a space for celebrations. Lauren, make sure that you put in there that you're getting ready to graduate. And we will be sharing resources and having community chats there. If you want to get into the design of the community and how it works, how it functions, and where we're heading, join us for our advisory council. The link will be in our community as well. Design sprints will be launching April 10th. If you have buddies, if you have colleagues who want to solve some of these problems and learn alongside our student parents, make sure that you sign up for those. We have our first webinar starting April 30th. April's a busy month for us. That webinar will be a panel with our student parent team talking about growth, agency, and belonging. You can follow us on socials at the Student Parent Org. We're on Instagram and LinkedIn. And of course, when you get this beautiful digital gift bag using your QR code, and you will also receive it in an email, make sure that you share with your colleagues, with your friends, so that we can start spreading the good word of all of the design work that is happening here. If you can stick around for a minute, we will share the link again in the chat. We do want to try to have just a group photo, so I will stop sharing. And then if somebody wants to hang out afterwards for the after party, we'll do a quick tour of the community so you can jump in and see what it looks like in there. All right, I'm going to stop sharing.
All right, we love seeing these backgrounds. We're gonna do a countdown once you all get your backgrounds up. I'm trying to get a gallery view of everyone. Let's see. Okay, hopefully this is, no, it takes away our background. I'm sorry. All right, we're just gonna get a couple of shots. So on the count of three, we're gonna go for the first one. Thank you all so much for your patience. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, we're gonna go to the next screen. You don't know which screen you're on, so you gotta just keep smiling. All right, on the count of three, we're gonna say student parents. 1, 2, 3. Student parents. All right, thank you so much. We're gonna put an exit ticket in the chat for you to fill out. And don't forget your digital gift bags. We're also gonna put the link in the chat in case you did not get to capture that QR code. Thank you again so much. Rebecca, are there any final words you'd like to share before we transition into sharing our community?
Just a huge thank you, and we're so excited. I'm wondering if this is the after party.
Hi, after party.
After party. Look at the sleeping baby. Oh my goodness.
Your sweet, sweet voices just put it right
Julian, I don't know your
Seriously.
daughter's name, but hello, I seen her waving.
Let me exit out of our thing and we will show you. All right. So let me just give you a little tour of our community. Um, we are going to view it as our good friend Mabel today, so you can see it. There's a link in the digital gift bag, and of course, we will share the link with you whenever you want, and we'll put it in the chat here as well. Sign up for the community. This is our inner community platform. This is the space where student parents, college professionals, and people who just care about supporting student parents better can work together to design workable solutions for some of those big problems that student parents are experiencing. When you land in our community, when you sign up, you will be asked to sign up once, just so we can have your email and all of that good stuff. You can set up your own profile, and you have lots of agency over how you do that. But you'll start here on this welcome page. And then we encourage you to stop by, read some of the good stuff here about our community. Make sure that you join our listserv so that you can get those emails, and follow us on Insta. All that information is right when you land in the community. We'll ask you to say hello. I started it off today, and our team has kind of populated some already, but go ahead and just tell us you're here. Tell us what your parenting superpower is. How did you find us? We love details, so just give us all the details. You can also see our directory here. And if you ever need help, get stuck, feel like you need someone to support you, you can get support here. There's a couple of different ways to sign in and get some support from us. And then in the design community, our community home space is where we are posting our gallery walk, which you all just experienced. So anytime that you want to come back and experience the gallery walk, keep looking, poke around, leave more messages for student parents. It's right here on our community homepage. We also have some information about those upcoming student parent-led design sprints. Those will be launching in April, and each one of our student parents, you heard from them tonight, are tackling one specific problem. You can sign up for as many of those design sprints as you like, and your engagement can be as much as coming to office hours, chatting with student parents, engaging in the discussions, attending design sessions, or just signing up and getting alerts and updates as we move along the design journey. It's totally up to you. So you can sign up for as many of those as you would like. We just want to know where people are heading and what we're into. Our team, when we did our community design sessions at the beginning of the um, project, our team said it was really important for us to celebrate wins and to celebrate successes. So we made sure that we have a celebrations and updates space. This is where we're hoping folks like Lauren, who's getting ready to graduate, will come and post things. I was also able to get on the stage at South by Southwest, so we will post this here as well. Every couple of weeks, we will have a new community chat going here. Student parents and college professionals working together in these chats, sharing ideas about design and what they're learning in their design sprints. One of the exciting things we're having is student parent office hours, where our student parent designers will be hanging out, going live, just like folks go live on social media, answering questions that come in and talking a little bit about what's going on in their design journey. They also might be doing some design work in there with us. So you can come and ask them questions or just kind of listen as they are learning and working through some of their stuff for their design sprints. We also have resources. We've started populating. We've linked the gallery walk here, of course. We've got some design stuff if you want to come in and get kind of situated in the design process we'll be going through. And then we have the start. Remember, this is the opening day, so we are hoping that we will all begin contributing those insights into a big journal of or library of insights from student parents. We also have our events page here, so you can see all of the events that are coming up, including our office hours, our webinars, and our advisory council meetings. They're all here, hosted in, or you can RSVP for them here. And then our design sprints. If you want to know more about those design sprints that are starting, there'll be an 8-month long design sprint starting in April. You are welcome to come and read here. And then once those design sprints open, you'll be added to them if you sign up. You'll see them here. You can join them here as well. They'll populate right underneath this space in the navigation. And that's where we are right now. That's what we have built out for you. I think I saw someone have a hand up. Happy to answer any questions, happy to click through anything that y'all might want to explore